Have you ever stood at the edge of a dream, close enough to touch it, but still unsure of what lies beyond?
じゃあ、ぼちぼち会社行ってくるよ。
あなた。ああ、ねえ、確か今日会社の飲み会って言ってなかったっけ？
そう。なんか、月に一度の部署の飲み会があって、ちょっと帰り遅くなるかもしれないな。
わかった。
はい、みたいだけどね。
まあ、でもいつも遅いからね。
そうなんだよ。
This is Billy, a young researcher whose quiet determination turned ambition into action and hope into reality. Billy had always been fascinated by the way small things could make a big difference, especially in science. As a child, while other kids were captivated by stories of heroes and explorers, Billy found his heroes in the pages of science books. He loved the idea that discovery itself could save lives, that through research, one person could help thousands. Years passed, and his curiosity became his compass. He studied harder than most, often staying late at the lab, not because he had to, but because he wanted to understand more. When he finally earned a position at a well-respected pharmaceutical company, it wasn't just a job, it was a milestone. But even with success, there was always one dream that lived quietly in the back of his mind, to work and learn abroad. At first, he hesitated. Doubt is often louder than possibility. But encouraged by his brother and sister-in-law, Billy applied. They were his anchor, kind, understanding, and endlessly supportive. They reminded him that courage doesn't always mean being fearless. Sometimes it means moving forward even while you're afraid. He thought about what this journey truly meant. It wasn't just about leaving for Europe. It was about growth, gratitude, and purpose. It was about honoring the people who believed in him and the version of himself who never gave up, even when the path seemed impossible. Dreams don't begin when they come true. They begin the day you decide to pursue them. And for Billy, that day had finally come.
あら、和樹くん、お帰りなさい。いいお天気だから、お洗濯物干してたの。お腹空いてる？なんかパパッと作っちゃおうか？
いや、大丈夫です。
どうしたの？元気ないみたいだけど、何かあった？どうしたの？
The days that followed were filled with a kind of excitement Billy had never felt before. Not loud or dramatic, but deep, steady, almost electric. There were forms to fill out, documents to prepare, tickets to book. But behind all of that was something more personal. It was the realization that his world was about to expand. The small routines that once defined his days would soon be replaced by new sights, new voices, new ideas. But occasionally, his pen paused mid-sentence as thoughts drifted elsewhere. What would it feel like to stand in a place where everything was new? Would he feel out of place? Or would he find a version of himself he hadn't met yet? His brother and sister-in-law often teased him gently. "You packed your things before you even got your clothes." He laughed, watching Billy's eyes light up as he talked about European labs, teachers he admired, and new techniques he hoped to learn. They talked about the little things, the food, the music, and the weather Billy could look forward to when he arrived. These conversations were gentle, simple, and precious. They reminded Billy that excitement doesn't have to be loud. Sometimes it's just quiet moments of gratitude before change. One weekend, his sister-in-law suggested they celebrate early. Think of it as a farewell party, but not goodbye. Just see you later.
まあでも、和樹くんの夢だからね。応援するから海外でも頑張ってね。
はい。それで、姉さん、ちょっと 聞いてほしいことがあって。
うん。何？
もう会えなくなってしまうので、最後にどうしても伝えたいんです。結婚している年上の女性に、兄さんのお嫁さんに、こんなこと。僕、姉さんのことが、好きです。本気で。
Billy thought a lot. He simply said, I don't know what's waiting for me out there, but I know why I'm leaving. And when I'm gone, I'll miss everyone. That line stayed with everyone. It wasn't about where he was heading, but what he hoped to become more patient, more curious, more human. As the departure date approached, Billy began to notice the small things he had taken for granted. The familiar creak of the apartment door, the smell of morning toast, the sound of laughter echoing down the hallway. It was as if life was slowing down, just enough for him to appreciate it all before everything changed. He spent his last Sunday at home, getting dressed and completing the necessary paperwork. The leaves were starting to fall, and the air carried a soft autumn scent. He thought about his siblings, about the moments he had spent with them, and he thought about how each of them lived a different story, but all were connected by a common desire, the search for meaning.
どう？手続きとか順調？
ああ、おかげさまで、なんとか。
向こうの料理、和樹くんにお口に合えばいいんだけどね。
そうですね。
That day, his sister-in-law prepared the necessary breakfast for him and did not forget to send him a meaningful message. No matter how far you go, remember, success is not just about what you achieve, but about who you become while you're achieving it. Billy smiled. It was a simple message, yet it said everything. In that moment, as she sat helping him fold the last of his clothes, he felt a calm confidence. Not arrogance or pride, but clarity. He understood that excitement lies in more than just the destination. It lies in the courage to embrace the unknown and the gratitude to appreciate what you have. When the last shirt was folded, he stopped, took a deep breath, and said softly to his sister, "This is my beginning." I don't know what else to say, other than thank you both.
ありがとね、和樹くん。男の人に、年下の男の人にそんな風に言ってもらえるなんて、嬉しいというか。ごめんね。よいしょ。はい、これ、和樹くんのワイシャツ、アイロンかけておいたわ。
ありがとうございます。
あと、それからこれ、書類。家族の書類ね。
書いてくれたんですね。
そう。健一さんの名前と、
はい、
健一さんの連絡先。
助かります。
大丈夫？はい。
ありがとう。今日もさ、部署の会があるから帰り遅くなる。
そっか、分かったわ、あなた。
うん。和樹、とにかく和樹、君は若いんだから可能性は無限大さ。海外に出て存分に世界を学んでくるといいよ。
はい、兄さん、ありがとうございます。
あ、そうだ。今度さ、出発前にさ、一杯やろうよ。なんだ、壮行会、送別会の意味も、込めてさ。
ありがとうございます、兄さん。
じゃあ行ってくるかな。
気をつけてね。
うん。行きまーす。
いってらっしゃい、あなた。
いってらっしゃい。
そうなんだ。海外行っても頑張れよ、和樹。
頑張ります、兄さん。
お待たせ。 はいどうぞ。よかったら食べて。
ありがとうございます。
いっぱい食べてくれよ和樹。お前の壮行会でもあるんだから美味しそうだな。
すごく美味しいです。
本当よかった。遠慮せずたくさん食べてね。
はい。
When Billy finally landed in Europe, it was as if the world had opened into something entirely new, brighter, colder, and infinitely larger. Everything around him felt alive, yet distant. He had always been confident back home, respected, comfortable, surrounded by familiar faces. But here, he was starting over. He felt a strange emptiness. It wasn't sadness exactly, but the kind of longing that comes when you realize how far you've traveled, not just in distance, but from everything that once felt safe. He thought about his brother and sister-in-law, about the warmth of their laughter, the simplicity of dinner conversations, the feeling of being understood without saying much. Here, surrounded by people, he missed that silence, the kind that only family can fill. He learned that courage isn't just about leaving home. It's about staying patient when things don't go as planned. It's about humility, the willingness to start again, to grow from what feels like failure, and to trust that every step forward, no matter how small, still matters. He realized how far he'd come, not just across countries, but within himself. He thought about the boy who once doubted if he belonged here, and the young man now learning that belonging isn't something you find. It's something you build, one step, one failure, one act of kindness at a time. And somewhere between the soft hum of the city and the steady beat of his heart, he knew he was exactly where he needed to be. The world, he realized, had not changed, but he had. And perhaps that was the most important discovery of all. Billy's journey reminds us that true success isn't measured by where we go, but by how we grow. Every challenge, every step outside our comfort zone teaches us something valuable about resilience, gratitude, and humanity. When we dare to pursue our dreams with courage and kindness, we not only find purpose, we also become the kind of person we once dreamed of being. This video isn't just a story. It's a reflection on the power of persistence, the value of family, and the importance of believing in yourself, even when the path feels uncertain. Whether you're a student, dreamer, or professional seeking inspiration, Billy's experience reminds us that true growth begins the moment we step into the unknown.